You know, I find it so ironic. A bunch of people on here bitching about billionaires going to space when they could end world hunger. The same people who can't even send $1 to a friend having a very hard time. The hypocrisy is freaking amazing. If even half the people on my friends list donated $1, problem would be solved. Bills and debt relief, $10 raised of $5,000.
Hello everybody, my name is Adam and welcome back to pliplop.
Kindly refrain from upstaging the bride on her big day. Oh, and no admission without a gift of $75 or more. Good morning, Black Smudges. My name is Purple Smudge. I am the wedding coordinator for Purple Smudge and other Purple Smudge Sanders. I'm reaching out to all confirmed guests to do a final head count and go over some rules and regulations of the wedding day. First of all, are you still attending with a +1? Rules and regulations. Please arrive 15 to 30 minutes early. Please do not wear white, cream, or ivory. Please do not wear anything other than a basic bob or ponytail. Please do not have a full face of makeup. Do not record during the ceremony. Do not check on Facebook until instructed. Use hashtag #PurpleSmudge when posting all pictures. Do not talk to the bride at all. Everyone will toast with Remy. No acceptance. Lastly, must come with a gift of $75 or more if you want to be admitted in. If you have any questions or need clarification, please call me directly at PurpleSmudge. Thank you. Guy makes a complaint because I wouldn't give him my beer. Me, my fiance, my older brother, his wife, and my coworker/friend all went to hang out the other night. Normally on days when neither of us is going to be working the next day, we like to drink. A lot. Well, this was my turn to be the designated driver, so I couldn't get plastered, which sucks, but regardless, it was fitting to be a long night. We went out bowling, we normally order a special, which is 2 hours of playing, a pizza, and a pitcher of beer. Everything was going fine for at least an hour, and we barely made it through half the pitcher since we were having fun bowling and all. This one dude, who looked like he was old enough to be my dad, came up and asked if we could share some of our beer because they charge too much for a large drink here. The price complaint is pretty fair, though a large drink costs about $4.50. I was like, okay, because I felt like being nice and I saw the cup in his hand, and the dude just takes the whole pitcher and goes over to his table. My brother and I immediately go over and take it back. Just as the dude threw his ball down the lane, and when he saw us, he starts running after us shouting, "Give that back, you said I could have it!" We all shut him down when he came to shout at us, and he bugged off to the desk. Then he came back with the management saying we just came and picked the pitcher up off his table. All I had to do was show the receipt, and the guy instantly accused of stealing it himself. But then he went on a tirade about the prices of the drink and how it's unfair to be charging so much for sizes I can get at McDonald's for $1. Needless to say, that was the end of his night and he was escorted out the door. To clarify, when he mentioned McDonald's, I think he was talking about their cup sizes. They don't serve beer to my knowledge at McDonald's here. Hey all, looking for a hairstylist and makeup artist for a shoot, music video, on Wednesday. The shoot is from 11:30 a.m. in Black Smudge and there are 5 looks in total. Sadly, there's no budget, but a good chance to be creative and add to your portfolio/contacts. Travel expenses covered and there will be food on the day. Let me know if you're interested or know anyone who would be and I can send over more details and a mood board. Thank you. Fried rice. The other day when I was leaving the barbershop, there was a beggar outside. He asked me if I could spare change for food. I advised that I had a card so I couldn't help, but I'd be happy to buy him some food at the Chinese restaurant next door. He seemed very excited and agreed and asked for chicken fried rice. I ordered fried rice, but they didn't hear me say chicken or forgot. I gave him the box and he opened it, screamed at me asking where is the chicken, and threw it back at me. Some people. Well, guess what I ended up eating for lunch? I'd give you $50. None of these cards are worth anything. Well, if they're worth nothing, then $50 sounds like you'd be seriously overpaying. Thanks, but I'll pass. Free ice cream. Back when I was in 4th grade, I told my teacher that I could buy the entire class ice cream on a trip we were going on in a few days. A little bit of a backstory, my dad is a mechanic. He had a fair share of choosing beggars, but that's not the point. He had a lot of customers which were very friendly, pay well, and a lot of them have businesses. One of the clients had an ice cream shop and told us we can buy a lot of ice cream for crazy cheap. I asked my parents if I could buy my class ice cream for the upcoming trip. They agreed. Choosing beggar moment. The teacher was fine with it. I explained to the class that I was going to buy ice cream for them from the ice cream shop that the client owned. The class said that they wanted ice cream from some shop that had 2 times more expensive ice cream. I explained the situation and they said stuff like, "You offered to buy ice cream, now you have to do it. Don't be poor and buy us the good ice cream. I want the other ice cream." I offered to convince the teacher that we go to the other ice cream shop and that I was not going to pay for that. They got even more pissed. Ended up not buying ice cream for anyone. I'm a game dev and this is just insulting. Hiring for a JoJo game, looking for the following: scripter, builder, modeler, GUI, GFX designer, clothing designer, possibly. DM if interested. I'm broke, sorry, if the game does make money, I will pay. It's not enough that I climbed in a dumpster to help your worthless family? I currently have a 15-foot, 5-meter roll-off dumpster in my driveway while I'm doing a major clean/renovation. Today I chucked some of my kids' old bikes in the dumpster and put a couple that weren't in terrible shape down by the curb. A guy comes to my door a little later and asks if he can take the bikes by the dumpster. Sure, that's why they're there. Then things take a turn. Choosing beggar. I see that there are some bikes in the dumpster too. Do you mind if I take those? Me? Sure, they might be kind of tough to get out. The walls are pretty high. You might need to climb in to get them out, but I don't know if you want to do that. It's about 90 degrees and it's pretty nasty in there. He's clearly angling for help to get them out, but I'm not going to offer it. That's not part of the social contract. Choosing beggar makes a half-hearted attempt to pull the bikes out from the side, then starts to take off his shoes to climb in the dumpster. I know for a fact there's broken glass hidden in the swamp water festering at the bottom, so I immediately stop him and throw on some boots to jump in myself. As I'm hauling the bikes over the edge, I hear it coming. Choosing beggar. So it's going to be a lot of work for me to get those out of here. I have to take the bikes off the back of my car and take off the bike rack, then put these guys in the trunk and do the whole bike rack again. Oh, well, that is a lot. Good luck with that. He was crestfallen. He stood at the end of my driveway for a moment, then headed towards his car. The kicker, as I'm walking in my front door, I hear his wife get out and yell, "He ain't even offered to help!" I turn around to start saying something, then his teenage son gets out of the car and glares at me too. His seemingly perfectly capable, strapping young son. Or at least capable enough to load a few kids' bikes on the back of an SUV. I just laughed and went inside. I anticipate the comments. Although I know many would have let him walk into the dumpster goulash barefoot, I'm not a sociopath. I'm not going to let somebody with no common sense kill themselves with an infection they got on my property. 2 days' work for some exposure. Black Smudge will be hosting a 2-day summit July 19th and 20th. I need a film student videographer to help videotape me providing live presentations with a Canon SX610H5 point-and-shoot with video capability, tripod, lavalier, and MacBook Air, as well as record the other 4 summit speakers on Zoom. We will need to live stream as well as recording onto hard and/or large SD card to the camera. This event will provide exposure to many big-name clients. I will happily provide a glowing recommendation letter for a job well done. Please inquire with me for further information. Thanks. Ah yes, 6 hours of work for $1 worth of Robux.
Hi, I'm Jelly, and I'm hiring professional scripters, experienced animators, skilled builder, professional GFX maker. Game type, Tokyo Ghoul. Payment, 300 Robux, awesome work. 150 Robux, good work. 50 Robux, bad work. DM me for more info.
Choosing beggar from 1980. Back then, I was a 14-year-old, somewhat experienced babysitter. I looked after my neighbor's kids, my own baby brothers, etc. Got a reference from one of my neighbors to babysit for a family with 2 children under 5 who had just moved to a very pricey neighborhood on San Francisco Bay. We agreed on a price of $3.50 an hour for 5 to 6 hours while we went into the city for a dinner and a show. A couple of hours before I was supposed to be at their fancy place, the woman called me to inform me that there would be 2 other kids there as well. They're older though, 7 and 9, so you won't really have to take care of them. I told the lady that if there was 2 more kids, then my price would be $7 an hour. She huffed a bit and said, "Well, since it's such short notice, I don't have any other options, but I won't call you again after this." I said, "That's fine." Obviously, I'll never forget that experience. I'm in a band. I get in free. I worked at a movie theater in college, and a locally famous band played regularly at a bar I would frequent. The lead singer and his partner came in to watch a movie, and he must have recognized me from the crowd at the bar because he told me to let him in for free. I did not like his "you are going to do this for me" attitude and told him no. He argued with me for a while, then stared at me silently for a bit after that. It was a 2-screen small-town movie theater and nobody else was coming in. He was already missing the trailers by the time he walked in, and by the time he gave up and paid full price, the movie had been going on for a good 10 to 15 minutes. This might be a good way to end. Why are there so many beggars out there? I don't quite understand why there are so many beggars. If a person posts something with non-negotiable price, why the hell would you ask to lower it? Or those people who demand to deliver even though it's pickup only, or exchange for exposure shit. I read a lot of posts here, and sometimes the stupidity really drives me nuts. Is this beggar thing mostly common in the US? I live in Europe and I haven't met any beggars yet. Yes, I understand that sometimes buying a certain thing is difficult, but maybe you just don't freaking buy it and lower your standards. And maybe consider paying to artists who actually put their time and heart into their work. And yes, materials also cost money. Slavery is over. Open for a discussion. P.S. Give me gold. My son has cancer, else you will ruin his summer holidays.
Alright, that's it for today, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like or letting us know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoy these types of videos in general, why not consider subscribing? Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you in the next one.